The Carnival Talk series is brought to you by GrenadaMarket.com. Welcome to Lexan TV, and on this week's episode, we start the journey to SpiceMas 2022. Welcome to Carnival Talk. In this episode, I feature Mr. Ian Charles. Ian is a creative and also a producer, and he is part of the Jambalasi movement. We're going to talk about the festival coming up and also the Shellman Rhythm. Stay tuned for much more right here on Lexan TV as we look forward to SpiceMas 2022. It's Carnival Talk.
Authentic Grenadian products are now only a mouse click away at GrenadaMarket.com. Nutmeg and guava jams, jellies and the syrups, world-famous nutmeg pain relief spray, black sage, soursop, lemongrass, and guavande bar. Ordering is simple and friendly. All major credit cards accepted. Safe, secure shopping guaranteed. GrenadaMarket.com ships your product anywhere in the world. So when you can't go to the island, the products off the island can be sent to you. Just log on to www.GrenadaMarket.com and experience our quick delivery and homely service.
Welcome back. As mentioned previously, this is the first episode for Carnival Talk. It is the return of SpiceMas, and what better way to kick off this 7-part special with Juve, Jambalasi, the Rhythm. Mr. Ian Charles is joining me today, and we're going to talk about the movement of Jambalasi and also the Jambalasi Festival coming up pretty soon. Ian, good to see you. You are sitting here with me today. I tell you, man, you are a man of many professions. Because lots of folks, you may have caught the episode with Ian whipping up his magic, not a storm, his magic in the kitchen as Chef Ian Charles. But today he is creative, the creative man behind Jambalasi movement. Ian Charles, welcome again, man. Good to see you.
Thank you, Lexan. Thanks for having me. Well, things is good. I won't lie. You know, we pumped up about the carnival. SpiceMas is back for the first time officially in 2 years. And this year is a bumper year for us. Like you say, the festival on August 1st, the rhythm, and just be back in some level of normalcy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's a good feeling.
You come from a family with a name that is synonymous with
music
and music and creatives. The Charles legacy. Listen, it's continuing through you and through your eyes. Let's talk about the birth of Jambalasi for you.
Well, for me, is a lot to do with family heritage and by extension the cultural heritage of Grenada, and that's a big part in why we want to at least have some level of structure and to make sure that it continues on for legacies to come, you know, for traditions, for time, for generations to come. So it's integral that we do our best to really showcase it in its correct and authentic fashion. Because let's face it, SpiceMas 2022 is the #1 trending Caribbean festival in the Caribbean belt of Carnival. So it's very important to us.
And speaking about SpiceMas, let's focus on why you're really here. So yes, it's SpiceMas, but you know, Grenada has also, you know, gained so much exposure and got noticed for our JabJab or Juve, you know, the drums, the shell, you know, everything like that. What would you say is the main objective of your Jambalasi festival?
The main objective is to make sure that the authenticity of our Juve, of our JabJab is seen worldwide, because we have a lot of misinterpretations, a lot of misinformation, miscommunication for JabJab and what it means. So one of the main things for the festival is to showcase authentic JabJab patterns, JabJab drum patterns, shell patterns, and spelling. And we're going to do that now by collaborating with indigenous village JabJab bands. So we have Lafayette Jab, we have Sab Jab, we have Munich Jab, we have Paraclete Jab, we have Douglaston Original Jab, and Telescope JabJab.
Nice. Awesome. How receptive are those guys to what you're pitching? Because, listen, it's Juve.
It's Juve.
I don't think you're going to get any sort of reluctancy from anybody at all.
Well, the truth is they're very happy. They're excited about the opportunity to come and showcase the patterns, the shell, the drums, the paraphernalia, the spelling. So I must say that the interest level is high, and we are happy. I mean, it's the first time we're doing it, so obviously everybody has to work together as one. But all in all, everybody seems to be very, very excited about it.
Yeah, you've kind of given me the thought there when you said it's a first time. Let's just take a little detour just for a quick second, as it relates to any sort of challenges, because it is the first time.
Yeah.
What have you been dealing with in terms of challenges?
Well, sponsorship, I must say, and sponsorship in the sense that this is 2022. We haven't had official Carnival for the past 2 years, so everybody and their mother is looking for sponsorship.
Yes.
So we are one of many, but I must say kudos to the NLA. You know, they're one of our major sponsors. I must say kudos to SpiceMas Corporation, also the Grenada Cultural Foundation, also SEDU. I also must say to the Grenada Reparations Committee, you know, and the Grenada Commission for UNESCO. I must say thanks to them. They are they are a very integral part of the festival. But sponsorships is one of our main, you know, hinges right now. But we are getting there. We have sponsors on board, and we're moving forward.
Don't worry, I'm a creative too. I know exactly where you're coming from. I know exactly where you're coming from. I spotted a document from you a couple of days ago, and I was blown away with the initiative of the Going Green
Charcoal.
The charcoal, you know. And listen, when I tell people I used to be one of those right in the front of the band boy with oil from head to toe. Yeah, my cameraman can vouch for me. Yeah, so we might have to find a clip and pull up to show them. But you know, when you think about it, as it relates to health and
the environment
as well, you know, I think this is it's a brilliant idea. So take us into the Going Green initiative right now for the charcoal pigment.
Well, just like you, I must say, after Juve, it is not uncommon, hey, you jump on the beach, you jump in a river, you jump in a stream. But the issue is normally the oil or the tar or whatever we use is not something that is friendly to the environment. And the truth is, if we are going to showcase to the world our tradition at JabJab, let me take a little bit back. Through our research, what you use to get black has very little authenticity on JabJab. Because what you realize, what you used to get black changed through time. First it was molasses, then it was soot, charcoal, pigment, tar, oil, paint. So it literally depends on the time you use. Yeah. And jab was being played long before cars came to Grenada, hence the oil. Yeah. So we wanted to do our part in terms of Jambalasi Grenada to do something to at least make playing JabJab a little bit more inclusive to people who might have a little reluctance to put oil engine all on your skin. Let's face it, it's not something that you really want to put on your skin like that. No matter how much Vaseline or lard or grease you put on it, you know, it still gets into your pores, and there are no health benefits of putting oil on your skin. And I know a couple of years ago, maybe about 4 years ago, someone took an aerial shot, I think it was of Grenada's beach, and even I felt bad. You know, you see the beach was old shoes or lace or that. So we say, you know what, let's do our best to, charcoal isn't new. You know, it's not something that we came up with. We just be able to package it in a 2022 way and, you know, make it easier for you to play jab. So this is our attempt to, you know, make it a little bit more environmentally friendly and a little bit more inclusive to those who might want to, you know, celebrate with us our rich tradition of JabJab.
Absolutely. Well done, man. Well done. Folks, if you've just tuned in, I am chatting with the creator, the creative himself, music producer, Mr. Ian Charles. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue to chat about the vision for Jambalasi, the festival coming up as well, and also the show rhythm. We got to touch on that as well for sure. We'll be right back. It's Carnival Talk right here on Lexan TV. More after this.
I want you to control your anger. There's a way to feel better. That's one thing to remember. No matter where you are, you can be a star. Stop and take a deep breath and relax yourself. Take another deep breath and relax it, and relax it. Eliminate violence.
Welcome back, it's Lexan TV and it's Carnival Talk. We are preparing for the return of SpiceMas 2022. And we're going to take you on a little journey, with the main stakeholders, the players, the musicians, the costume builders, how they're preparing, how they're getting ready, and how everyone is getting involved in the preparation for SpiceMas 22. Today's focus is Jambalassi, the movement, it's Jambalassi Festival, and also the initiative of Going Green, the charcoal, and then there's also the rhythm. Shellman rhythm. Have you heard it? If you haven't, shame on you. Yeah, let's talk about it. It's a wicked rhythm, and I know you have the likes of Little Natty and Thunder.
Yep.
You also have Happy Boy.
Happy Boy.
Happy Boy, sorry.
Mystic. Booba 473. And we also have Terry Lyons from Trinidad.
Rough up the master. Job in your area. Bad job in your area. Come around if you're afraid we know. Bad job in your area. Come around if you're afraid we know.
Job love, baby. Ain't nothing better. Up in your soul forever. Strictly job love, darling. Like a roller coaster, giving you pure Grenada.
Must play, high court play job. Inside, outside, rum, drink, head, bud.
Job relocate a body. Job take orders from nobody. Job really don't afraid nobody. Lord, job move without fear. Job really don't care.
Of course, Terry Lyons, who is the daughter
Of Super Blue.
Super Blue.
Iconic Super Blue.
Iconic Super Blue. How did that happen?
Well, interestingly, when I went to Trinidad in 2020, just before the pandemic, actually went there with SpiceMas to promote Grenada's Carnival, and I met with a lady named Miss Simone Edwards, and that was it. She ended up being the manager for Terry Lyons, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. Yeah. Like they say, the rest is history.
They sent me 3 rhythms, and all 3 were great, but the one that struck me the most was the Shellman rhythm. I don't know, something about that was so religiously something kind of thing. It actually touched the parts where it's supposed to. Came up with a melody, keep vibes in it. Got the chorus verse, For years, everybody know Jab don't afraid anybody. It's a fact. So I said, let me stay on that topic. The inspiration for the sound actually came from watching during that lockdown, watching that time where everybody had to stay inside, and as much as we had to stay inside, there were a lot of ailments that were being ignored, and Grenada, when they tell the jab no, the jab still came out and jabbed. And everybody, I know right now we're just watching the part where, the fun part, and some may call it rebellious, some may call it disrespectful, whatever. But the part in which I see is that knowing the jab history and knowing just the history of the Caribbean, when there is something to be said, the people that is the engine of that place is going to make sure that you listen. And if it's one thing with the jab is going to make sure that you listen, hear what they have to say, whether you feel to or not, whether you want to or not. And that is the Jab order. I love it. It's like the Jab New World Order, and sitting in Trinidad watching that was, this is something that a lot of us had in our minds to do but never really did it. And the movement was powerful, and that's how I came about with this song, Jab Order. Jab really no business, buddy. Jab take orders from nobody. Jab really don't afraid nobody. Jab move without fear. Jab really don't care.
When we come out to play, we must, yes. Them jobless take them thing they serious, so let we pass. So when you see the job them come, don't tell we the job they don't take job with your mother.
Anybody else, doesn't matter if it's Trinidad and Tobago or Barbados, any other soca artists who would love to jump on here with them?
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, one of the main things for Jambalasi is to merge the cultures. You know, so I would love to work with Nyla Blackman. That's somebody I know I really would love to work with. We try reaching out to management. We are in talks because we have other rhythms as well. And I mean, once somebody who represents the culture, Jambalasi would love to work with them. Because what we realize is one culture, you know, it's just something called displacement. Remember, we all come from Africa and we came to the Caribbean. So Guadeloupe, Trinidad, Barbados, Grenada, St. Kitts, whatever, we have very similar cultures. If you realize, Jab is not only played in Grenada alone. Guadeloupe has something that's very, very close. To me, the closest to our Jab. What differentiates Grenada's Jab from the rest is the music. Our Jab has the song has three elements. You have the drums, which are three drums playing in one, led by the bass, the coupe, and the mid-range. Then you have the shell patterns, and then you have the spelling. That's what differentiates Grenada's Jab from the rest of the world. That's why our music is so important to us, and we need to structure it. It needs to be at a point where, okay, if I'm a producer from Prague, or from England, or from the United States, or from China, or wherever, and I want to build a Jab rhythm, I must have reference points. I cannot go and put whatever I feel like because it have a bass in it, okay, it's a Jab. No, it needs to have the three drums playing together as one. So that's why it's very integral for the Jambalasi Rule rhythm we did over in 2019 to people to take reference. And you go back to 1991 for the original Jambalasi Rule, Mars International, which gave the birth of Jab music. People need to reference and understand that there is history in the music. So we need to really be at that level right now with the music.
I have to say I'm very happy that you're so passionate about it. Because think about it, documentation is so crucial.
It is.
You know,
it is
so crucial, and I think it's very important that what you're doing, listen, the sky's the limit right now. You just opened the floodgates there for me because I really want to find out from you right now, Ian, what is your vision for this movement? Let's say the next 5 years. Where would you like to see Grenada's music under the umbrella of the Jambalasi, the rhythm, the Juve? Because I know you have that vision. I know you have it.
Yeah. I'll give you a little insight. I won't lie to you. Grenada music in the next 5 years has to be the norm, has to be recognized worldwide. Jab music no longer have to be a sub-genre of soca. You have to be a full-fledged genre. Because I think the interest and I think the importance to our culture, it's there in the Jab. Everybody wants to jump on a Jab rhythm. Trust me, this year you want any foreign artist to jump on a Grenada rhythm, they jump in because they understand the momentum Grenada music has. They do. They are watching. Grenada's Carnival is Grenada's Juve, I must say, is the envy of the Caribbean. I'm telling you.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I know that.
The music.
Did you know that? No, it's true.
It is. It is.
It's so important what you're doing again. So important. Before we wrap up, Ian, remind folks about your festival, because I know this is the first you're going to launch.
Yeah.
At the time that's just perfect for it, the 1st of August, right?
Well, basic history of Juve, of JabJab tells you Emancipation is the genesis.
Yeah.
So no matter the 1st of August is the JabJab birthday, I say. So it just so happened that this year Emancipation holiday falls actually on the 1st of August.
Yes.
You know, so it's going to be at Victoria Park in Grenville. And like I say, it's a celebration of Grenada's JabJab culture. Besides that, so we also have a healthy eating campaign, a healthy eating, healthy local campaign, in that any snacks, any food that you buy within the festival is going to be sourced locally by a farmer or fisher folk. We want no outside food, we want no high fructose corn syrup, we want no MSG, no artificial. So that's one of the main things for us to really push, and because let's face it, Grenada have some chronic diseases which are curable, but they are chronic, and a big part of it has to do with the food intake. So that's a next major part. A next major part is just the whole immersiveness. Once you get into the festival on the 1st, you have to be immersed by Jab. Screens, audio, sites, everything has to be, you know, cultural Jab. You're learning Jab facts, stuff about Jab. Come and see drum making. Come and see the conch shell turn into an instrument.
Yeah.
Come and see posy helmet making. Get your Jab paraphernalia, get your charcoal. Just become immersed with Jab.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we want to push that. A lot of foreigners are scheduled to be in Grenada. So we want to share our culture on a more authentic level and let people really immerse in the Grenadian JabJab. So $20 plus 2 basic essentials. We're asking for bottled water or your basic toiletries gets you on the inside. The basic essentials is a collaboration between Jambalasi Grenada and the Catherine Cecilia Foundation. And the idea is after the festival, we're going to go out and obviously give it to, you know, whoever needs it and whatnot, give back to the community and just come and just celebrate Grenada culture, Grenada JabJab, emancipate yourself and really understand that Jab is not the devil. You know, that is just some old European, you know, propaganda. Jab is a very unifying thing and something that is deep rooted within us. And I think it's time that we understand the strength that we hold with the Jab culture.
Yeah, and with your movement and conversations such as this, you're going to keep pushing it and getting it out there. Make people more aware and conscious of exactly what it represents.
What it represents.
And that is, you need to clarify that, and that is important.
And one more thing, I must say, the Shellman rhythm coincides with the festival as well, because the Shellman was actually, the shell patterns in Shellman was actually sampled last year, Juve morning in St. Andrews. So when the world was watching last year, the unsanctioned Juve, we were sampling the Shellman. The shell patterns on the rhythm is no keyboard. No keyboard. That is real blown live on the streets of St. Andrews last year. So check it out. Apple Music, Spotify, iHeart, the whole platform. YouTube, everybody just check it out. Jambalasi Grenada on Facebook, Jambalasi Grenada on Instagram, Twitter. Check it out, support it. And thanks for having me as usual.
You're welcome,
you know,
man.
it's my pleasure.
Anytime, but I think we also need to, we definitely need to link up for when you're doing all the demonstrations with the shell becoming the instruments, you know.
Just come up to St. Andrews.
Marlon, we have a date. We have a date. But Ian, congratulations on this movement, man.
Thank you very much.
This is much needed. The education is important, the documentation is
It is.
important. So keep pushing. I'm right here to assist with the pushing as well. So
well, definitely.
Let's keep it going.
Gratitude.
Best wishes.
Love.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Folks, I've been chatting with Ian Charles. He is a creative and also a producer behind the scenes and front the camera, everywhere for Jambalasi and the festival. Don't forget to check out the social media handles to get more information today. We'll be right back after this.
Authentic Grenadian products are now only a mouse click away at grenadamarket.com. Nutmeg and guava jams, jellies and the syrups, world famous nutmeg pain relief spray, black sage, soursop, lemongrass, and bois bande bar. Ordering is simple and friendly. All major credit cards accepted. Safe, secure shopping guaranteed. GrenadaMarket.com ships your product anywhere in the world. So when you can't go to the island, the products off the island can be sent to you. Just log on to www.GrenadaMarket.com and experience our quick delivery and homely service.
Well, thank you once again to Mr. Ian Charles for stopping by and sharing his vision for the Jambalassi movement. Before I leave today, we want to pay homage to where the journey all began. Let's take a look at Mas International right now. The Grenadian band Mas International is highlighted as the vehicle that advanced an indigenous part of Grenada's culture. They essentially created a musical subgenre that has had a major impact on the Caribbean's musical landscape and on our cultural history. Mas's 1991 smash hit and road march winner Jambalassi Rule marked the first time in Grenada's history that the indigenous goatskin drums, conch shells, and jab chants of Juve morning had made their way into a recording studio and onto a record, thus marking the official birth of jab music. The contributions made by Mas International on the cultural landscape of Grenada is immeasurable. The band's core and founding members were successful in their deliberate attempt to change the format and structure of the local music industry at the time and aided in its evolution.
This country have been hot failure. You don't vote, same damn thing. The heart or the hand, same damn thing. You change, we ain't change, same damn thing. You win, you don't win, same damn thing.
Well, that's the show for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, just reminding you again, we are doing a special just in time for SpiceMas 2022, the return. This has been Carnival Talk. Tune in next week for another Carnival Talk as we get ready for SpiceMas and we take a journey into all the players and participants getting ready for SpiceMas, the return. We'll see you next time. It's Lexan TV where it's all about life. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
It go be a mass to remember. First carnival back in Grenada. This one go be greater than ever. First carnival back on the road. It go be a mass to remember. First carnival back in Grenada.